Colossians 3:3 says, "For you are dead, and your life is now hid with Christ in God." That is not a goal that we try to obtain to get to. It is the reality when we became born again by believing the gospel. We died with Christ, we were buried, and we were raised with him. We see this in Colossians 2:12. And so what we are called to do is we're called to seek the things above. And this is not a call to an experience. Paul, he has already warned about those who take their stands on visions. And he says in Colossians 2:18, they're vainly puffed up by their fleshly mind. So what is above is not necessarily a realm of sensations as many people think it is. It literally is, it's Christ. It's Christ seated at the right hand of God. And he is known through the doctrine of Christ. When we see Christ in the scriptures, the word reveals him. And so we are setting our affection on him. We set our affections on the things above. Colossians 3:2 says this. And this, it begins with our mind. The heart, it can follow what the mind is set upon. And there's not such a big distinction between the mind and the heart, because there are scriptures that say the mind of the heart. And, so there's not such an overlap and a distinction as many people would make it seem. When we set our minds on things above, the truth, it stabilizes us, and falsehoods, they become less stable, like they destabilize and shake out of our belief systems. And this is why the renewing of our mind, it is central to our walk. And we see this in Romans 12:2. And we got to be very cautious of how deception it works. Believers, they can be carried off as spoil through enticement. We see this in Colossians 2:8. And it's not always through obvious sin, but it can be just through your basic desires, your desires to be approved, even your desires to grow. These desires, they are telling us we lack something, so we need to go on a pursuit to establish and find what we are missing. Also that we could become something, like establish a new identity. We hear voices that say, you are not complete, you need more, and you could go further. This is all part of the old man nature. It sounds like progress, and the issue is not necessarily the desire itself, but when it is rooted in a perceived lack rather than the reality that we are already complete in Christ, and they turn us back to ourselves as the source instead of Christ as our life.